Hey y'all, welcome to Peyton Energetics. I'm Peyton, and I'm a Pleiadian channel and starseed coach. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Andromedan starseeds. And I just love Andromedan starseeds. They are some of the most passionate starseeds in the starseed community. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the common characteristics of Andromedan starseeds. We're also going to be taking a look at the energy of Andromedan starseeds. What does it feel like if you have a lot of Andromedan energy? And we're going to take a look at some of the struggles that Andromedan starseeds may struggle with. Now, before we jump into talking about Andromedan starseeds, I'd like to make two quick points in these starseed videos. The first is always to share the definition of a starseed, because if you don't know what that is, you're going to be a little lost. So what are we talking about in the spiritual community when we talk about starseeds? Well, the definition that my guides use is that a starseed is someone whose soul originates from another star system. So essentially, starseeds are humans that have a lot of galactic energy. So they have a vibration or a frequency that's very different from the average human. And that is one of the reasons why we talk about starseeds so often in the spiritual community. Now, the second point I always like to make in these starseed videos when we're talking about the traits and characteristics of particular starseed races is to mention that we are talking in trends. We are talking in generalities. There are just certain traits and characteristics that pop up over and over again with certain starseed races. But that doesn't mean that every starseed will share those traits. So as we take a look today at some of the common characteristics of Andromedan starseeds, it doesn't mean every Andromedan starseed will have these characteristics. You can be an Andromedan starseed and have none of these, and that's perfectly okay, because every starseed is completely unique. So just keep in mind, these are guidelines only. So before we dive into talking about Andromedan starseeds, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. So what are Andromedan starseeds all about? Well, the first thing that always comes to mind when we talk about Andromedan starseeds is how incredibly rare they are. So we have a lot less Andromedan starseeds than we have of some of the other starseed races, like the Pleiadians or the Sirians or the Orions. So Andromedan starseeds tend to be fairly rare. A couple years ago, the guide said that there were only about 800,000 Andromedan starseeds on the planet, whereas some other starseed races had hundreds of millions of starseeds. So Andromedan starseeds are not quite as common, but they have many things that are really special about them. And we're going to dive into those right now. Now, the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about Andromedan starseeds is they tend to be freedom lovers. This is one of the defining characteristics of the Andromedans themselves, is that they are fierce lovers and defenders of freedom. So Andromedan starseeds and even starseeds who have a lot of Andromedan energy tend to share this. They tend to place freedom above pretty much everything else. So if you're an Andromedan starseed, you may find that this is something that resonates with you. Now, because Andromedans are such lovers of freedom, they tend not to do awesome in rigid environments. So a lot of the Andromedan starseeds that I have taught and coached over the years have hated structure. So a lot of the Andromedan starseeds that I know are not at all interested in having a 9-to-5 job, at working for someone else, at being in any environment that has a lot of rules and regulations. So Andromedan starseeds tend to be pretty reluctant to be in any situation where they are controlled, where they have to punch a time clock, or where they have to follow a lot of pointless rules. This can make a lot of Andromedan starseeds absolutely nuts. So Andromedan starseeds often don't do well in situations that are very rigid. So they are generally not great in the military. They are generally not interested in working for the government. They are generally not interested in any other type of rigid environment. Anywhere where there's a lot of procedures, protocols, red tape, you're generally not going to find a lot of Andromedan starseeds. This is pretty much a no-go for them. Now, something else that goes along with this love of freedom is that a lot of Andromedan starseeds are rebels. So there is a tendency amongst many Andromedan starseeds to have a very healthy distrust of authority. So Andromedan starseeds tend to not be ones who go in for peer pressure, for being pushed to conform. These are all things that most Andromedan starseeds are just not fans of. Now, a few other things that you will see with a lot of Andromedan starseeds is that they often are explorers. They are often nomads. So Andromedan starseeds may be people who need to move frequently, that they just get bored if they're in the same location for very long. So Andromedan starseeds are often drawn to being kind of off the grid. And this goes into that freedom vibe, into that not wanting to conform, into doing their own thing. So they tend to follow their intuition and put that above everything else. Something else that you will notice with many Andromedan starseeds is that they often prefer to be in the background. So Andromedan starseeds are not necessarily starseeds who have to be the center of attention, who have to have all eyes on them. In fact, most Andromedan starseeds that I have worked with are kind of the opposite. They like to be more of an observer. They like to be a little bit out of the attention, just doing their own thing. So they aren't always people who just seek to be in the limelight. Now, to go along with this freedom-loving vibe that the Andromedan starseeds have, one thing that you will notice about many Andromedan starseeds is that they have zero tolerance for injustice, zero tolerance for cruelty, for mistreatment of anyone or anything. This can be something that makes an Andromedan starseed nuts. So they tend to hate inequality. They hate to see people being marginalized. They hate to see people getting preferential treatment over others. So these are some of the things that just may not sit well with your average Andromedan starseed. And for this reason, Andromedan starseeds can make great activists. Now, we've talked about how they don't love to be the center of attention, but Andromedan starseeds can be so motivated to fight injustice and to fight oppression that they can actually make amazing activists, amazing humanitarians, because they are willing to stand up for the freedom and equality of everyone. Now, something else that you will notice about many Andromedan starseeds is they tend to have a very strong logic. So they tend to be very logical, very left brain. They are often very good with technology. And this is something that the Andromedans themselves are known for extreme technological savvy. They are just technology masters. So a lot of times you will see Andromedan starseeds, more than some of the other starseed races that we've talked about, being more on the logical side of the scale than the emotional side of the scale. So Andromedan starseeds are often great with math, with science, with technology, anything that uses the logic part of the brain. And they also are very skilled at creating material success, which is funny and a little ironic since they aren't starseeds who are really drawn to all of that stuff. But they tend to create abundance very easily because they tend to be highly intelligent, highly focused. They just don't like to be told what to do. And one thing that I have noticed with the starseeds that I have coached and taught over the years is that they tend to have a better recall of other lifetimes of their time spent in the Andromedan system than most other starseeds. So whereas many starseeds can be fairly cut off from their memories of their home star system, I have found that that is not the case with Andromedan starseeds. They tend to have pretty good memories of where they came from. So many of them have shared stories with me of remembering living on the Andromedan bioships. And of course, the bioships are one of the things that the Andromedans are most known for. So Andromedan starseeds tend to have an advantage over many other starseeds in having better memory of where they come from. So this is something that I've found that is kind of unique to Andromedan starseeds. And to go along with this memory that Andromedan starseeds often have, many Andromedan starseeds are here through immersion technology. Now, we have talked in other videos about the different ways that starseeds come into this incarnation, and some starseed races use technology, and the Andromedans are known for using immersion technology to send their starseeds into this Earth incarnation. So many Andromedan starseeds will have memories of this. They'll actually be able to describe how they are using this technology, and I find that really unique and pretty limited to only Andromedan starseeds. So if you're an Andromedan starseed, you may remember how you got here, whereas your average starseed doesn't. Now, something else that distinguishes Andromedan starseeds from many of the other starseed races is that Andromedan starseeds tend to be fairly hands-off. And you can see that from what we've already mentioned about Andromedan starseeds. So these tend to be starseeds who respect everyone's free will. So they do not try to force their opinions on others or make other people like what they like, follow what they follow. They tend to be very respective of everyone's free will. And this is something that is huge with the Andromedans themselves. They are very hands-off as compared to some other members of our galactic family, where they are very, very respectful of everyone's free will and very cautious not to step on or infringe in any way. And so you will often see this in Andromedan starseeds as well. Andromedan starseeds are often not the nosy friend, not the person who is gossiping, meddling in other people's business. This tends to be something you just don't see very often with Andromedan starseeds. They respect everyone's ability to make their own decision. And it all comes back to that love of freedom, that respect for the free will of everyone. So you will see that a lot in Andromedan starseeds. And finally, something else that is kind of unique about Andromedan starseeds is they tend to be quite good at staying out of the ego. So they tend to be quite good at staying connected to their heart, which can be a challenge for us in the spiritual community. But the Andromedan starseeds just tend to be naturally very good at this. So they tend to be good at staying in the heart, staying out of the mind. So they tend to be one of the starseed races that has managed to kind of keep the ego in its place. So now let's move on and talk a little bit about Andromedan energy, especially for starseeds. And so what would the energy of an Andromedan starseed look like or feel like? Well, the way I perceive the energy of most Andromedan starseeds is that it feels very angelic. So Andromedan starseed energy can feel very otherworldly. So if you have a friend who feels kind of angelic, like they're not really from here, that energy that you may be tapping into may be Andromedan. This is one of the reasons that as people start to channel, they often confuse the Andromedans with angels because they feel that energy which feels very angelic. And so the energy of the actual Andromedans is said to glow. That's how the Pleiadians describe them, as glowing. And you can almost see that in Andromedan starseeds as well, that they just have this otherworldly vibe. And something that I notice as I look at the aura of Andromedan starseeds, I notice that it tends to sparkle. So if you can see energy fields, if you can see the aura of people, you may notice that when you're connecting with someone who's an Andromedan starseed, that their energy field sparkles. And this is something that is so beautiful to see. So that is one of the distinguishing characteristics of the energy of Andromedan starseeds. And finally, let's touch base on how do Andromedan starseeds do with the physical body? Because as we talk about so often in these videos, starseeds can struggle with the body. And some starseed races, unfortunately, have it a little tougher than others. So where do the Andromedan starseeds fall in this conversation? Well, according to the Pleiadians, the Andromedan starseeds, unfortunately, tend to have a tougher time in the physical body than most other starseed races. And the Pleiadians at least attribute this in part to the fact that the Andromedan soul energy is so high dimensional, so high vibrational, that it's just not a great fit in a dense physical human body. So for that reason, unfortunately, Andromedan starseeds often have a rough go of it in the body. So if you are an Andromedan starseed, this may be something that you resonate with. So I hope this has helped you understand Andromedan starseeds a little more and maybe figure out if you are someone who has Andromedan energy yourself. So let me know in the comments below if you're an Andromedan starseed. Drop that in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget, hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. I'll see you next time. Bye.